I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I'll make mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute.
Too far. Back up. Back up. Yes. Good boy.
And I'm closing in the night inning. There ain't no point in resisting. Living life like a dream. Live it right, that's the thing. Every night got a team. I've been tied to the scene.
That intense stare.
He's just worried about you. Yeah. How are you feeling?
A lot better.
Good.
Yeah, I can breathe a little better. Okay. Baby. Well, I'm still here. They sent us up for an ultrasound. You got to see the baby.
I did.
And he was moving the entire time. So they haven't came back and like told us anything. But everything with the baby looks good. They are still running, or they were running tests on me, and still waiting for those results. And right now it's just a waiting game on, I guess, what they're going to do. I don't know. I have no idea at this point. I don't know if they're going to discharge me. I don't know if they're going to keep me. I know nothing. So they've said nothing. So, I don't know. I guess it's just going to depend on what comes back and all the blood work and the urine and the ultrasound results, which I think the ultrasound was fine. And then I guess we'll go from there. So, I don't know what to expect. This is a new one. Usually I'd be like, oh, they'll discharge me in a little bit, but I really have no idea. I still feel like they're going to discharge me, but I don't know if they're going to keep me, like, no longer to watch me, or I don't know. So, waiting here. That's a good boy. You old man. You're getting so old. There you are. What's your nose? What's your nose? Well, they're gonna discharge me, so there's not much else that they can do as far as you know, do anything else. Everything came back clear. EKGs are looking good. My blood work and urine and all the other tests look good. The ultrasound came back. The results came back. They look good. The EKG is clear. My blood pressure, I'm still low. And I'm actually a little more bradycardic now than tachycardic, so my heart is actually a lot lower than usual. And it's causing some chest pain, but again, my EKG came back clear. And so, hang on, I'll just show you. Okay. So the last reading, I was 97/43, and heart was 55. And I've just been, you can see the other readings next to it. I just keep staying low. So, that's what's going on right now. So, they've already ran fluids. They just want me to go home and rest, not do anything, and basically continue to take my medications and get my fluids on a regular basis, and just try to keep growing this baby. And so all of my body is just putting all the work into the baby. Then, functioning on its own, so it's just making it a lot harder. But I'm excited to go and get some food because I am hungry, so. Yep. I'm just happy that everything came back okay. And that, I'm okay, the baby's okay, and yeah, that's all I can ever really hope for, I guess. Is that in the end everybody's okay. We still got Mr. Max over here. He's asleep in the corner. Okay. So, you're cute. Do you want to sum up what happened since, I guess you saw it? And I'm not even an eyewitness. You were the eyewitness.
Alright, so we were at the park trying to have a good day together. And,
Labor Day with Liam.
yeah, and,
they'd been running around
we were
playing.
and she was just sitting there. And, she'd already been comments about her blood pressure. Feeling away. I was like, alright, we'll just chill here. Let's just, I'll play with Liam. You just hang out. And,
I got some cute videos of them, too.
And, I was sitting with her, because I took a break from running around with Liam. And she just passed out of the blue. Started, just going in and out of it. And, I was trying to, get her attention, patting her on the cheek and, talking to her. And, her skin got really clammy. And, she started losing color in her face. Her lips started turning blue. It was really, really, really scary. And, I don't think I've ever had a moment like that.
I've never turned blue before.
It was very frightening.
I've never turned blue.
So I wasn't going to take any chances. I immediately called 911 and they came out and they could have kept it a little faster, honestly. But, they got there when they could and they helped her and they took her to the hospital. And they tried to, at first, not let her
Yeah,
they
gave me issues about Max a little bit.
And I was like, no, he has to go with her. And
so they did try to give issues about him coming with me.
They asked about is he certified?
I just remember saying he's a service dog for medical.
They kept asking is he certified or the papers? And I'm just like, no, the ADA there's no paperwork. And I guess after that, I don't know if they were. She told me later on
the EMT apologized for asking for paperwork. Apparently, he used it's his little trick to see if it's a legitimate service animal or not. And so I just remember saying he's a service dog for medical alert, and I don't remember anything else. But he went to apologize to me about giving me a hard time about my service dog, and I was like, huh? And he's like, apparently I lectured him about it, and I don't remember that because I was so in and out of it. But apparently he has a family member that has a Yorkie, and they have certification for it because she just wants to bring it everywhere, and he knows that that's not how it goes. And so he has a lot of people that just try to bring their pets with them, and so he knows that there's no certification and stuff, and so he uses that as a little trick, I guess. And I was like, oh, I don't even remember. So it's fine. Y'all let me bring him. So whatever.
But yeah, now she's passing out, sitting down, and it's gotten bad. It's gotten bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her, what about when I'm not here, or when you need to use my car to get something, and I'm not here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in such a predicament. I don't know how to feel. I'm so worried. I'm so I don't know what's.
I could tell today that I didn't feel good, and so.
You're passing out, sitting down now.
I know. When we got, we were going to the park just for a little bit for Liam to play, and I made a comment to Austin as we were walking to the park, after we parked and we were walking up, about if, I pass out today, just go ahead and call 911, because I know I was feeling away. And before I passed out, I was sitting on the bench, they had been running around playing, which I got some really cute video of y'all, and then, he took Liam to the bathroom, I just stayed sitting on the bench. And when they got back, I asked him to go get my blood pressure cuff out of the car. And I don't remember what my blood pressure was, but my heart was 117. And I was sitting there, and I had been sitting there for, a good 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And I sat there for a moment.
And it wasn't like, yeah, it was a little bit of a hot day, but like we were still in the
We were in
shade
the
underneath the
shade.
pavilion, and
I remember feeling like all of a sudden like I was starting to bottom out, and so I went to take my blood pressure again, and then the last thing I remember is just saying, "Oh no," and I was out because like my whole body just got weak and the vision, and I just remember saying, "Oh no," and that was the last thing I remember. And I kind of vaguely remember the paramedics being there. I vaguely remember getting put in the ambulance, and then it took me a while to come back, like around. Like this one was probably the roughest one. So originally, Austin apparently thought I wasn't breathing
at one point, yeah,
because
it
I
was
was
really
blue.
scary. Like she lost all color to her face. Her lips started turning blue. It all happened very quickly, and I couldn't really tell for a moment. Like a few seconds went by where I couldn't tell, and it just scared me. You know, I had to immediately make a decision, and luckily, the
You gave me kisses.
yeah, but luckily they were right down the road. So
He said that you tried to give me a mouth to mouth at one point.
yeah, at one point, like I felt like I was waiting on the ambulance to get there. It was just scary. It was scary.
And so I
But
got
she's
kisses.
doing a lot better now.
Yeah.
We've been she was at the ER for what, 8 hours?
Almost something like that. It was a while,
It was a while,
and
and
so
they immediately gave her fluids. Was that an 18 gauge needle?
yeah, 18 gauge needle.
Lord,
Freaking
but
hurt.
I assume they do that to get it in you as quickly as possible.
Well, they said something about I think one of the nurses said something about it being big too, because I use 24 gauge needles here at home for my home infusions for
Right.
my
I
fluids.
don't know how an 18 gauge went to your little bitty veins.
Oh, it freaking hurt. It hurt just as much coming out too. But I feel a lot better now.
She
Like,
feels a lot better. We got some seafood afterwards, so
he brought me
love
some
'em.
seafood. I was like, is this what I get for turning blue? I get yummy
No,
seafood?
you did not get blue crab for turning blue.
He did. I got blue crab. It was good.
But she's doing a lot better. And
Yeah.
that sums up our Labor Day.
It was a rough day. So like after we left the hospital, like the doctor came in to discharge me. He said everything came back normal, like all my blood work and all of
Oh,
that.
and they did an ultrasound. Baby A is okay.
Yep. And you got to see it this time. You haven't seen, like, he hasn't been able to
I've
see.
been so caught up with work, I haven't been able to
Yeah, since our very
see an
first
ultrasound.
one. Yeah, since our first
Not
one.
since our first one.
Yeah, and so the doctor came in, and he was like, how are you feeling? And I was like, honestly, I mean, I feel fine. Like, I feel like crap. Like, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, but I feel fine. And,
Hydrate more.
yes, they lectured me a little more about hydrating more as much as I can, especially being pregnant. But he was like, I mean, if you feel okay, we'll go ahead and let you go. If not, like, basically, you can stay a little longer. And I was just like, I'm just exhausted. Like, I'm just tired. And so, Austin had thought that, like, I wasn't breathing. But the doctor said that sometimes when you bottom out, when your blood pressure bottoms out really, really low like that, like, it can cause you to turn blue and lose all your color. So I may have very well still been breathing, but that was the initial fear, was that I had stopped breathing. And then the doctor said that, it could have just been that my blood pressure dropped that low. And if that's the case, either way that we go, this was still the worst episode I've ever had, because I've never turned blue in my life. And so that's scary
you
to
look
think
like a
about.
person in a casket. Like, you know how their face, there's no
Yeah.
color there. It scared me.
That's a scary thought. So
And it had, and as quickly as it happened, it was scary.
yeah, and the paramedics.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say something about paramedics. I don't know, but he ended up being able to come up there with me. Like,
At first, they said I couldn't be there with her. Like, told me that I'd have to stay and wait for her to be discharged to see her at all. Like, me being her husband, and like, she's pregnant with our child, and like that's a big thing to hear, that I can't be with her in this moment. And at first, they made it seem like I wasn't gonna be able to be with her. And then she talked to her doctor and her nurse and called me up and let me know that I could be with her.
yeah, because the doctor asked, like, where my husband was and if he was still with the kids, because he'd asked me what had happened. I told him we'd been at the park with a 4-year-old, and he's like, well, if you have somebody to babysit the kids, there's no reason your husband can't come up here. I'm okay with that. And so
So I immediately came and
I texted him, like, before the doctor was even out of the room, saying, come up here. And so he got up there about 40-ish minutes later.
I wish I could have brought you some food. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can, but you
I
made
did
up for it.
sneak up.
He snuck me in a Powerade.
Powerade in.
Yeah, you did. But afterwards, I was hungry. He was hungry, and so I was feeling okay. And so we walked into the seafood restaurant.
Juicy seafood, something like that.
Yeah,
But we
but-
had some great dinner. I had snow crab legs, and she had.
I had blue crab and crawfish.
But there will be no turning blue for blue crab.
No, and we got fried calamari too.
We did.
We gotta finish eating that.
It was yummy.
I kind of think I want some now. But like I am.
That sums up our Labor Day.
And
I hope all of you have had a wonderful weekend and a good Labor Day.
we
What
tried
matters the most is that everything's okay.
Yeah.
She's good. Baby is good.
Yep.
Everything's good.
We just have to try to.
She's got to hydrate more.
I've got to hydrate more. I gotta keep getting my fluids. They said no skipping my fluids because I decided to skip it for the weekend because I get tired of having an IV in my arm. And so no more skipping my fluids for the weekend.
Not even for a day.
Not even for a day. And they're probably about to up my fludrocortisone for my blood pressure to keep it up. And we try to make the best of our day, even after the hospital. You know, we still try to go out to eat and all of that. He took care of Liam and dropped Liam off with grandparents afterwards and brought Maya back to the house. And then when he was able to, he came up to the hospital and he stayed with me the rest of the time at the hospital. So, yeah. You're digging in your ear again.
You know,
You
I'm
do
just
that on
fidgeting
videos.
with it because, like, the top lobe is, like, being weird, like, elf style, yo.
But I definitely,
But that's our Labor Day, gals.
yeah,
gals.
that's our Labor Day. I feel a lot better than I did, just tired. So, fingers crossed that we can just keep it managed. So, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Later.